Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm sorry I was gone for so long. There is a lot of spiritual development that I was going under, and I just had to get a lot of things in order and take care of myself first. However, I am well equipped to come back and to enter into this space and share with you some very good information that I came across. So here it goes. My question to you is, who is measuring you? Now think about that really, really deeply. Who is measuring you? Now I'm going to ask you one more question. Who has broken you? Take a couple of seconds. Take a deep breath in. Release it. And answer that question. Who has broken you? Now, whoever that person may be or thing that may be, I want you to ask yourself, how can you use that person as a tool? How can you use that thing as a tool? Or do you just want to keep it as caution, danger? Do you want to just keep it in that place in your brain and store it there? Or can you pull that up and see how you can use that as a tool? Next question I have is, who are you? Who are you? If you need to take a chance, you need to take another deep breath in, do that again. Who are you? Now, what is very important in this discovery on learning who and what you are, you need to learn how to trust on your inner understanding, okay? That's your GPS system, your spiritual GPS system. You need to rely on that heavily versus an outside source. And I'm not saying there's not good sources out there. You know, a lot of people practice religious beliefs. They have their form of spirituality. May have a grandmother. You know, I know my grandmother was here. I used to love, asking her questions and listening to her stories. However, it is very, very important to be able to be self-reliant, meaning going inward and finding those answers. And then you have to trust, once you find those answers, that they are reliable and that they are true. They are reliable and they are true, okay? Doesn't matter if other people don't believe it. It doesn't matter if it's everything that they told you it wasn't, okay? It doesn't matter. You need to rely on that inner knowing. So now I want to talk about individuals that come into our lives. They come into our lives and I'll call them actors. They're very theatrical, if that's a word. They're actors, right? Now these actors, a lot of times they come in to feed off of our emotions, right? Feed of our emotions. Now, I'm going to liken it to adrenochrome because a lot of people have heard of that, right? Adrenochrome. So, look up the definition of that, right? What does it do? What's the cause of it, right? It's when the blood changes, right? The blood changes due to fear or due to some deep trauma. Now, there are people or negative energies, entities, maybe they are, maybe they have a negative entity or something attached to them, who knows? Maybe that's them. It really doesn't matter, right? I just want to teach you guys how to spot them and what to do in order to disengage them and to not allow them to feed off of you. Okay. So how you would do that is they have to seek a reaction, right? Their game plan is to know the buttons to push in order to cause you trauma, in order to reinsert trauma into your life, right? A lot of times it starts as, little jokes, right? This is actually them trying to test to see how far they can go. So a lot of times it'll be little tests. They'll leave it kind of comical to see how you're going to react, right? To see your expression, to see if it made you uncomfortable, to see if you're going to respond. The best way to react to these types of individuals is not to give them a response, okay? They rely heavily on knowing what your response is going to be. So by not giving them a response, it throws them off of their game, okay? They cannot feed off of you because your blood, maybe it changed a little bit, but it didn't change to that degree for them to feed on you so they could get the maximized amount of energy out of you, right? When you do that, I want you to pay close attention to them. What does silence do to them? Watch them unravel. This is very unsettling to those type of individuals or entities. Okay? It's very unsettling. Now, what comes to mind is Monsters, Inc. It's a very cute cartoon. I'm not sure if you guys seen it. It's kind of old, but Monsters, Inc. There's a little part where the monsters come and they're like scaring the kids, and then they're like capturing the emotion inside these little containers, and then they're taking it back, right? That's exactly how these individuals work, okay? They change the chemical structure of who you are. And then once they do that, they're going to captivate that energy, and they're going to go take it and feed off of it, or go take it to, who is above them and let them feed off of that, because they're very low level individuals or entities. So, let's get back on track. I'm sorry, I'm a little, but I'm like hearing all these different things and like liking it in my head to these different scenarios and scenes that I'm seeing. Okay. So when you watch them and you stay silent and don't give them emotion, like I said, you're going to see them unravel, and it allows them to get stuck in their own web that they weaved for you. So instead of you being stuck in that, let's liken it to a spider web, right? You're getting stuck to the spider web and you can't move, you can't get out of it. Instead of that taking place, what will actually take place is you'll catch them in their own spider web, which is pretty freaking cool, right? So maintain your composure. Keep a firm foundation, okay? That's where I think spirituality, religion, I think that's very important. In my opinion, it's extremely important, okay? Because that allows you to have a foundation. I'm not here to tell you, what to believe in or anything like that. I'm just here to guide you and give you tools so these lower level entities can't suck your energy out of you, okay? You need that for yourself. You need that for your family. You need that for your loved ones, right? Do not give them the right to feed off of you. For free on top of that, right? For free. Unwillingly, unwanting to do so. Okay? Stop them. Okay? I urge all of you guys to stop them. Now, next question I'm going to ask you, and it might sound a little odd, but who is feeding your vitamins? Okay, your vitamins. Who is feeding you your vitamins? And I will show you your source. Okay? Your source is going to depend how strong your foundation is. Okay? That's why it's very important to have something greater than a man or a woman to be your source. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Now, whether you want to say it's the Creator, whether you want to say it's Yahshua, it's Jesus, it's divine energy, no matter who you want to say it is, right? Dorishus. Many people have many different connections to different aspects of life. So, again, who is feeding you your vitamins? Who is feeding you your vitamins? And I will show you your source. Who are you relying to feed you life? And I will show you your source. The next question is, are they really worthy of being your life source? Kind of goes back to the last thing I just stated, okay? You're already a man or a woman or non-binary, whoever you claim yourself to be, right? You are already that. So why rely on that, okay? Why rely on another version of that? Okay? It is very important to connect to something higher than yourself. That's where the most growth is possible. Okay? Now, let's see. And when I was telling you about this whole being silent, watching them unravel, right? Giving them no emotion to feed off of, okay? Even if you have some, try not to show it, okay? The more you show, the more you feed them, okay? The stronger they get, right? It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever dealt with like sleep paralysis, something of that nature, right? When you freak out, what happens? You can't move. Right? Right? You can't move, right? Next time that happens, don't freak out. Watch it unravel. It's that simple. That simple. Okay? Have you ever went to an animal? Okay, I'm not urging you guys to do this, but I mean, just thinking of examples. Have you ever went up to a dog that you didn't know and you went to pet it, right? It's gonna sense you first, right? It's gonna sense you. Well, if it's rational, it's gonna sense you. And then after it senses you, it'll allow you to pet it, right? Now, let's do the same aspect. If you see that same dog, but you're freaking out and you're scared and you're thinking about, oh, I need to get a stick to hit that dog. How do you think that dog's going to react to you? Are they going to disengage and be softer? Are they going to go away? Or may they possibly face you like an enemy? Just something to think about. I'm not urging y'all to go pet some random dog or anything like that. I'm just giving you an example that came to mind. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see, where do we stop at that? I urge you to starve that entity that has tried to take your energy. Starve them, okay? Don't let them cause any inner turmoil. Because inner turmoil will turn into drama, toxicity. It's just vehicles to a whole lot of bad, more negative things, right? You don't want to jump in that vehicle and, you know, put your foot on the gas. Like, that's basically when you give that reaction to that individual and you start arguing or you cry, whatever reaction you give. That's pretty much likening to getting in that vehicle and slamming on the gas, right? Destruction most likely is going to take place, right? Think about it. Where are you heading? Where are they dictating you to head? Why are they dictating you to head that way? Okay, so anyways, let's go back to this is what I wrote, because I wrote it yesterday. So it says, my soul family, what kills the spiritual and physical parasites would be lack of fear. Okay, this is the same thing with demons, lack of fear. And most importantly, spiritual connection. That's my opinion. Sticking to it. That's what I found, so that's what I am speaking, okay? I want you to know that these things are much weaker than what they appear, okay? They're a lot weaker than what they appear to be. Do not blow up when you're under attack. Instead, anchor yourself spiritually, okay? Do not allow them to feed off of your energy. You must stop their supply and starve them out with lack of emotion. When you're under attack, these are 3 things that I would suggest to do. Consult your doctor. You know, I'm not a doctor, so, you know, if you have a physician, consult them, so forth, right? But this is my opinion, and that's what I'm giving. So, in my opinion, these 3 things help a lot. So, if you fast emotionally, right? Remember I said starve them out emotionally? Fast emotionally. You could spiritually fast, and you can energetically fast, okay? If you're not familiar with it, look it up. Let's see. When they have nothing to feed off of, they'll flee, okay? Their whole purpose is to be able to feed off of you. If you're not giving them what they want, do you think they're going to stick around? No. No, okay? Okay. So these type of predators, what they do is they feed off of guilt and insecurities. Okay? And a lot of us have insecurities and have guilt because we've been through some things, right? So what I would suggest is when you're by yourself, you know, perhaps maybe go in the bathroom or your little safe place where you feel secure, right? Maybe light you a candle if you want. No. Maybe even take a bubble bath or be in a bath or something like that. And go back to those dark places. Play it out, but give yourself some power and some tools this time, okay? This is what worked for me. Was it fun? No, it was not. But was it very liberating? Yes, very much so. Okay. So go to your little safe place. Visit those trauma incidences that you can't seem to forget. But this time, play it back and you have tools or weapons. Okay? Let it play out that way. See how you feel afterwards, okay? I promise you will feel more empowered. So again, if you starve them out emotionally, don't give them the reactions. This is what's going to unravel them. You'll actually literally watch them collapse in your very eyes. The ones that play on insecurities and guilt are filled with them. They are filled with insecurities and guilt. Isn't that funny? They're filled with insecurities and guilt. And yet, that's what they point out in you. Okay? I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting. Okay, so again, go silent. Let them reflect. Don't give them the responses that they need. Be strong. Remember, they rely on your inner collapsing to feed off of. Okay? These are energy vampires. Narcissists. Toxic people. I don't know. I'm sure you have some more interesting names than what I just mentioned. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys ever seen Hustle and Flow. But what came to my mind right now is like that song, Whoop That Trick. I'm sorry for saying that. But anyways, that's the song that came to my mind. If you'd never heard it, go ahead and play it. But that's what I want you guys to feel like. I want you to feel empowered like that. Like, not agreeing on the song, but just the... I don't want to confuse or say the wrong thing to offend anybody, because that's not my purpose here. I really wish that I could play it right now for you guys so you could hear it, but if you would like to hear it, look it up, Whoop That Trick. But I want you to feel empowered, like, you know, you're whooping that trick. So, sorry, maybe that was a bad analogy. Anyways, that's just something that passed through my mind. Okay, so let me get back on track. Don't respond again. Be tranquil. They will literally wilt. They will wilt. They are stale. They are fragile. They are dusties, right? There's a lady I watch. She always calls people dusties. But anyways, shout out to you. But anyways, like I said, they're dusties. Okay. Spiritual clowns. Observe them. Trap them. Gather the evidence and clock them, right? You'll find their stale strategies. Don't let them break your spirit. Don't let them steal your power. Again, the Monsters cartoon, Monsters Inc., like that part popped in my head again, you know. Don't let them steal your power. You know, look at that little clip too, if you have YouTube or whatever, which probably everyone does, but, you know, look on that and look up Monsters Inc. and the scene where they're stealing the little kids' emotions. Like, that's what these little energy vampires are. You know, some of them are big, some of them are beautiful, some of them are sexy. You know, they come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, right? Some of them are parents. Some of them are children. Like, anywho, let's go back to what we were talking about. Yeah, the monsters when they're still in the little kids' energy again. So silence again is significant. Let's see. When you keep them in silence, you'll see their mask fall off, okay? Because like I said, they are actors, they are actresses, they are very theatrical, right? This allows their masks to fall off. It allows them to actually see their own reflection at the same time, which is devastating for somebody who is full of guilt and full of insecurities and is extremely hollow and dusty. Let the light speak for you. Don't let them scare you. And pay attention to the coldness behind their smile, okay? Pay attention to the coldness behind their smile. They are loud. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They're going to be loud. They're going to be crude. Like I said, it might often start as like a joking fashion. Learn more, watch their patterns. Look out for them. They pretend like they're saviors, then exploit sore spots. This is how the game starts, right? Okay. Again, they pretend they are saviors, then they exploit your sore spots. This is how the game starts. They want you to need them. In fact, they need you to need them, okay? This equates to control. Don't believe the story of them being a savior. Remain unshaken. Do not play the game. Don't let them feed off of your trauma. Restore your soul to its heights by confronting your trauma, like I said, in that safe space, okay? Go back to those scary incidents that you can't seem to wash off your brain, okay? Those things that have stained your brain, right? Go back to those incidences. But this time, like I said, give yourself some tools. Okay, it's like you're editing a movie. Give yourself some tools. Give yourself some weapons, okay? You can get creative with it. Get your power back. Wake up and get your power back. Now, with these type of people, they're going to bring chaos. They're going to get gaslighted. Okay? We got to pay attention that what's going on right now is spiritual warfare. Okay? Don't take part of induced trauma, right? Don't do that. It says, deviate from their plan. This destabilized them because, like water, don't let them define you. This makes you uncomfortable. However, it makes you free. Do you want to be free? Yes, free. Show them they are insignificant. Don't engage. Insignificance shatters them. They are nothing. They are not relevant. Become silent. This torments them. They need to feel important. When they don't receive your emotion, they become inverted. Yes, okay. This is the fun stuff, right? They become inverted. And this is when they realize they are hollow and weak. They cannot stand it. They need attention. They need the trauma responses to take place so your blood changes. Hope this is sounding familiar. For I'm just one who allows you to remember what you already know. Their own insecurities allow them to self-destruct. Even the Bible states the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And that is my comeback conversation with you. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope my cat didn't bother you too much. I put my cat in the room, so my cat loves to, stand on top of my desk, and my cat would probably be right here on the table. You'd be looking at my cat probably instead of me, and I'd be petting him. So anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go. I love y'all. Remember the power of silence. Don't let people feed off of you. There's loved ones that if you're gonna allow someone to feed off of you, not saying you should, but I mean, there's better things to feed off of you than randoms, right? Or people that just entered into your life. There is no savior, okay? I'm saying man is not savior. That's what I'm saying. So forgive me for saying that. Man is not a savior, okay? Do not put your trust in man, okay? Even if you're religious, okay? Congregations are good for what is it called? Holding conversations, socializing, that type of nature. However, you need to have your own personal relationship with whoever you believe in, with your creator, with whatever you believe in. You need to have your own personal relationship. You should not rely on somebody in the middle to get in the way and to interpret what something is. I hope you understand that. If that's the case, your foundation is never going to be strong. Your foundation, even if it grows really, really huge, it is so collapsible when any wind or any weather, bad weather, or anything can fall on it and it'll just collapse or be highly, what is it called? Like rocked. I can't, maybe certain areas would be demolished, something of that nature. Anywho, love y'all. Spread the word. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone else. And ashe, 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 let us grow, let us be strong, let us lead in love, let us not try to hurt individuals, let us be of joyous spirit, and let's not allow something that is of a low vibration to take our life force. Ashe, 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 and so it is done.